right. I think we're about to be live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another stream here on what should we call the channel, eventsbyanders.com, I guess. I do see that there's the first live viewers now, so that's awesome. Welcome. It's June 4, 2024. The price of Bitcoin is 70,600. Very few days in the life of Bitcoin has the price been higher now. We are very near all-time highs, and we all know we're in a bull run that is going to be epic. So I do presume we're going to surpass that soon. And there's some good reasons for that, and that I will talk about today. My focus today is how the Bitcoin ETFs dominate the inflow of ETFs on traditional Wall Street, big finance, money managers, and that's important. But before we get into that, I do want to say, so there's two ways of watching this, either on X, on YouTube. If you like it, it does help the algorithm to hit like, subscribe, and the bell button and all that, and share it with someone. If you like the content, you want more people to see it, that does help. I currently have 3 accounts on X. There's my old one, Anders underscore, to which I am streaming this video. And then I started Events by Anders for the event business, the Bitcoin pleb parties that I'm hosting, and also at 2_Christians, as I became Christian last year. And that is an important mission for me. And this channel here and my content and Bitcoin education to Christians is really part of my calling. Most Christians don't know that, but all Christians do have a calling, just they're not aware of it. Further, before we get started, I have a giant pleb party in Nashville coming up July 25, which is the day before the biggest Bitcoin conference in North America. And that's July 25, a Thursday, the day before general admission of the conference. One-man show, which means that you'll always run into something that you got to deal with, right? And it seems that plebpartynashville.com redirect isn't working right now. So eventsbyanders.com, which I just tested, is working. Otherwise, it's very simple. It is the dominating the only pleb party Nashville. Just go on Google and search for pleb party Nashville. And the first link is the Eventbrite site where you can get tickets. It is 12 hours from noon to midnight with open bar and food. So, and there's still tickets left at $210 a piece. But remember, that takes care of your lunch. It takes care of your dinner. It takes care of 12 hours of drinking. So you save that money that day, and then you get to hang out with 1,000 other Bitcoin plebs, which is going to be awesome. Confirmed guests already: Larry Lepart, Preston Pitch, Natalie Brunell, James Lavish, Mark Moss, and Pablo, my good friend and brother from another mother. Pablo, aka Puppy, is going to be there. It's going to be awesome. If you want to ask questions, Q&A and stuff, you can do so on YouTube, watching it there. Let me just see if there's anything. Not yet. But if you have any questions, you can do it from YouTube. And on Sunday, I am vacating Los Angeles, flying to Prague, arriving there Monday, June 10, as I will be emceeing 10 hours of Death Hack Day, which is pre-BTC Prague, a very hardcore, way above my pay grade conference. Mini conference last year was about 300 people, but these are 300 people that changed the world. These are the Bitcoin core developers, or at least a lot of them are there. The people developing different Bitcoin related product. It is extremely high-end, high signal, and therefore something that I don't understand, which was a lot of fun last year. spending 10 hours trying to introduce speakers. Well, I did introduce speakers, but trying to understand what the coming topic was, because that's some heavy duty stuff. So if you're into the hardcore side, the programming side, the developing side, the product side of anything Bitcoin related, then Dev Hack Day in Prague, which I believe is on the June 11. Anyway, you can find it on the website. It's next week. Is going to be, that's very hardcore, but that's going to be fun and super draining to spend 10 hours of introducing speakers that I don't really understand what they're doing, because it's coding and stuff. So that's, anyways, also, which is much more something I can relate to, I will be emceeing on main stage during the main conference, actual BTC Prague, where I'm super excited to be introducing none other than Michael Saylor, the Giga Chat, the Giga Cyber Hornet, in my opinion, the biggest name in Bitcoin on Friday next week. That is, I think that's June 14. Yeah, that's June 14. And Saylor showed up at the last pleb party I organized, the one that was in Miami last year. And this is, and now I get a chance to see him backstage before introducing him. So hopefully I can get him to come also to Nashville if he's speaking at that conference. That would be pretty cool. No guarantees, but I'm gonna try, because it was fun last year that he showed up in Miami. It was super cool, and he came early when there was like 30-40 people, and people had a real chance to have a conversation with Saylor. That was awesome. Definitely the main highlight, if not, yeah, one of the highlights, if not the main highlight of that. Oh, by the way, yeah, so if you're in Europe, it is the largest Bitcoin only conference in Europe, if not in the world. Last year was the first one. Matthias and Martin said they're putting this conference together. They're going to have 10,000 people. They told me that in 22. And I'm like, yeah, you don't just put together a conference and get 10,000 people. That was at Pacific Bitcoin 22, they told me, where there's somewhat more than 1,000 people, probably 1,500 at Pacific Bitcoin. I'm like, 10,000 guys, that's, I don't know. But they did. 10,000 people. Highlight of BTC Prague. One of them, well, clearly, Saylor spoke twice last year. That was super awesome. Always highly educative. It's like 2,000% pure signal and minus 200% noise. Saylor is the most important, the most amazing, I think, in my opinion, Bitcoin content and understanding you can get educational level. Where was I? Yeah, so one of the highlights, apart from Saylor last year, was, this is typical Europe, some underground stuff. So there's this underground group of Bitcoiners. No name shall be mentioned, because I don't even know their names, but I met them. Super cool people. Won't say where they're from. Probably I don't even know, even though I think I know. But there's this group of underground Bitcoiners that have across Europe thrown giant Bitcoin logos up on central banks of Europe, which is super cool. And we were out having steak, and Matthias and Martin and the two brothers were at the same steakhouse, and Martin came up and told me that you should go to the National Bank. They're going to throw up the Bitcoin logo. And I thought, okay, that sounds cool. So all of us went over there, and that's cool. That's cool. They throw up the Bitcoin logo on a central bank, and there's nothing they can do about it. If they send out, police to shut it down, they just give Bitcoin more attention. So it's just beautiful. And then from there, they moved on to this 600-year-old bridge, going across the bridge of the river in Prague. And Prague is beautiful. By the way, one thing about Prague, beer is cheaper than water in the restaurants. So there's that too. Beautiful city. Do consider, if you're in Europe, to check it out. And the code talks, it gives you a discount for what it's worth. But that was awesome, and I'm looking forward to see what's happening this year in Prague. But I'll be there, and it's going to be fun. All right, on to the topic for today. Bitcoin absolutely dominates the inflow in some of these biggest ETF managers, fund managers on Wall Street. And what is an ETF? For those that are not familiar with it, ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund, which is an easy way, not always ideal in the case of Bitcoin, where you have to pay an admin fee and you can just hold Bitcoin yourself. So why would you? But nevertheless, talking about ETFs in general, it is an easy way to get exposure and own different types of assets. It can be like QQQ, ticker symbol QQQ, which is a kind of an index or fund of the 80 largest companies on NASDAQ. So there's all these different ETFs. There's gold ETFs, silver ETFs, all bunch of different blue chip ETFs, all different types of. And then finally this year in January, 11 Bitcoin ETFs were approved to trade on the capital markets in US, and that is the one and only that matters, because even though it was launched in Canada couple of years ago, and there's some in Europe, it's like no offense, Canada, we love Canada. I love Canadian Bitcoiners and the level of amazing Bitcoiners and content producers and smart people in Canada compared to the size of the country is amazing. But when it comes to capital markets, Canada having a Bitcoin ETF is like a quarter of Los Angeles having a Bitcoin ETF. It just doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. US and Wall Street is where that is the number one capital market of the world. London used to be a strong contender, or runner-up, you could say, as the big capital market of Europe. However, then the UK did Brexit, and they're no longer the euro. It became disconnected, pound again, and because of that whole friction and leaving that common market, London has taken a giant hit on being a financial capital of the world. Wall Street is the number one global financial market by far. And therefore, these 11 Bitcoin ETFs that were approved in January were freaking important. And it has also given us a good start to the year in terms of pricing. It definitely has had a positive impact, and we're up 60% in this first year of 2 years of significant bull market. Well, actually, I would say last year also was the beginning. It really is from the bottom of the bear market when we start going up, which the bottom was set in November 22. So 23 was the first year of the bull market where we went from 16,000 to 40. So obviously it's a bull market. This year, it's a bull market. And remember, bull markets tend to get more steep, especially you look at the 2017 curve. That's a textbook example of how bull runs get more and more steep, and until you have a blow off top, nobody knows what's going to happen this time around. History doesn't repeat, it rhymes. But I do have expectations for a great year. This year, I do expect Bitcoin to go above 120,000. Don't call me a bear. I know it might be bearish, but I'd rather be right instead of putting false hopes or expectations. I would say definitely we'll hit $120,000 per Bitcoin by the end of this year, and I would guess minimum 250,000, and hopefully more by the end of next year. The dream of becoming a whole coiner is really out of reach now for most people. Having 10% of a Bitcoin is a great ambition to have, and that in itself, 20, 30 years from now, is generational wealth, in my opinion. Nevertheless, all right, let's take a quick look at chats from Well, there's a very important chat here from Whiskey Bravo Mike saying, cheers. Good to see you, Whiskey. Hope you're enjoying. And thanks everyone for watching. All right, back to the story. The Bitcoin ETFs are brand new. It's only half a year, and is actually even a few days less than half a year. And already they have been dominating the inflows of capital to these ETFs on Wall Street. BlackRock, which manages $2.8 trillion worth of ETFs, they have 429 different ETFs. For them, it has been, wait, was it 26%? Yep, 26% of all inflows in 429 Bitcoin ETFs for BlackRock was into their Bitcoin ETF. Okay. So 1 out of 400 is 1/4 of all ETF inflows. And if we go back and look at the gold ETFs that launched in the zeros, the first decade of this millennium, then it was an over several years hockey stick kind of development for the gold ETFs and for the and for the price of gold. It is something. Look, Wall Street is not as fast as us Bitcoiners that are nuts and spend our entire life, day, week, whatever, awake and sleep thinking about Bitcoin. They're a little bit slower, and it does take a little bit of time. But what a beautiful timing coming in early 24 and giving us 2 years of ETF in this, what I expect to be this bull run. I expect that we'll the end of next year, Q4 2025 will be a top. And the big question will be, will we continue to go up, or will it be business as usual with a year of bear market where we may drop from 400 to 150,000? Who knows? Definitely not financial advice, but that was BlackRock. Now, Fidelity, which is the second largest of the new Bitcoin ETFs. I did recently a video on BlackRock having overtaken Grayscale, the GBTC, the Bitcoin product through owning a stock that's been around for many years. I think since 16 or 15 or whatever. BlackRock overtook Grayscale in the amount of Bitcoin, and I think BlackRock now is close to 300,000 Bitcoin in their ETF, which is one of several ETFs. So that's like 1.5% of all Bitcoin ever to exist. But Fidelity, which is the second largest of the new Bitcoin ETFs, they have more than 70, I believe, ETFs, and their one Bitcoin ETF has been 56% of all their ETFs, the inflow. So this is the start. This is the period where these Wall Street people are finding out what is this new thing, Bitcoin. Maybe it's not rat poison. Maybe it is the lifeboat, the life raft that is going to save them from collapse. It really is becoming like the world of assets and asset management. Game theory is beautifully playing out. It's going to be a game of grabbing a chair before they're all taken, and whoever waits the longest will just be irrelevant in the future in terms of managing assets. So that is massive because these ETFs are only half a year old, that Bitcoin already dominates. I do expect that's going to continue to be a big part because, as I said, for gold in the zeros, it was an over several years hockey stick kind of development in the volume and pricing, and hence the pricing on gold. So it'll be very interesting because all of this is combined with that in April, I do believe it was April 21, or was it April 19? It definitely wasn't 420 because that would have been the meme, and we didn't get that. But right around 420, 20th of April this year, we had the halving, and the halving meant that we went from 900 Bitcoin being produced every day to only 450. And you combine this with the ETFs at currently buying, I think, combined 3, 4, 500,000 Bitcoin a day. Price can only go one way, really. That being said, it never goes up in a straight line. There's always corrections, just like we had a 25% correction just recently. And I want to add to that we've been in this question, who of you out there is keeping the price of 69,000? Okay, we've had enough with that meme. Let it go. Let's go higher. I'm ready. Let's pump the bags. So months now, $70,000 per Bitcoin, and that's a long time in a bull market where you have ETFs, where you have a halving and a reduction in the supply side of Bitcoin, and demand and supply is what determines the price of everything. So I think it's really the rubber band has been pulled back on the price of Bitcoin. We've been flat for 3 months. We are bound to go higher, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see 80,000 in June. But I always said that short term, who knows? Nobody knows what happens short term. But it's relatively easy to say that, well, by the end of this century, Bitcoin will be at more than $100 million per Bitcoin. That's easy because the dollar is created to keep printing. Like, they can't not keep printing. That's that whole system. And Bitcoin is created to have a limited supply. So there's just like no way around that, pretty much, let alone a black swan square event where something happens. But so long term, it's easy to say that Bitcoin is going to infinity. Short term, not so much. But with these massive inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs, it does seem that there's really no two ways about it. BDC Moon Guy. I just got to give Moon Guy here a shout out as well. And I know I can see Marty's Owl and BDC Moon Guy finding the red balloon. Now, you got to go back to Toxic Happy Hour YouTube on this channel in 2020 and 21. In my opinion, the golden year of Toxic Happy Hour. There goes the doorbell. Oopsie. Marty's know what's up with that. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, BDC Moon Guy. The first 3 episodes of Toxic Happy Hour that we started, I think it was August 2020, Puppy and I started. The first 3 episodes, BDC Moon Guy was the only guy in the chat, entertaining himself, entertaining us entertaining him. He was almost the only live viewer. Not true, but he was definitely the only guy in the chat. I will, though, to some extent, give you guys a little credit on the red balloon, because Plan Marcus is not here, right? He's too busy. He's too good. I know he's chilling and surfing somewhere in the world, and those videos look good. So since Plan Marcus is not here, I guess you guys were the ones that found the red balloon. All right, got us. All right. BDC Moon Guy, got a split for dinner. Catch you next time. Yes. So I have not done the daily YouTubes quite as end streams on X as I promised. Getting into the hang of it. Yesterday I was a little bit I was busy and I was struggling with what do I want to go live with, which topic. I did 3 videos last week, and now it's Tuesday, but now I have a list of topics for this week, and there's always something relevant and current happening. So I should be good to go live Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as well. And then I do want to go live as well when I arrive in Prague Monday night, which will be Monday, during the day in US. That'll be fun. And keep you guys up to date with what's going on at BTC Prague. And my preparations of introducing Michael Saylor in Prague, which is I think that was gonna be an MC's dream. That can't wait. That's I'm psyched. I'm not gonna lie. All right. Thanks for watching and tuning in. Just once again, if you're watching on YouTube, it does help. Even if you're watching it on Twitter, it does help to hit like. Other people will see it if you want the message of Bitcoin going to the moon to get out there. I'm doing a giant 1,000 Bitcoiner pleb party in Nashville in front of Bitcoin Magazine's biggest North American Bitcoin conference happening the 2 following days. So that's July 25. I have had some challenges there on my redirects to the Eventbrite page. So if you just go on Google and search Pleb Party Nashville, that's it. It comes up as number one. It is the Pleb Party. What can I say? Lots of amazing guests confirmed. I am going to ask Saylor backstage before introducing him if he's going to make it to Nashville, if he speaks there to the Pleb Party as well. That would be super, super awesome. And if you're in Europe, or if you want to fly to Europe and go to BTC Prague, which is a super amazing Bitcoin conference, you can use the code TOXIC. And if you want to get it very cheap, you can get it without main stage access, which means, okay, you won't be seeing Michael Saylor live, but you have access to still 10,000 Bitcoiners hanging out, the whole exhibition area, lots of great Bitcoin companies. There's an exhibition stage in that area, plenty of small food trucks, bars, and sun, and that just hanging out with Bitcoiners. And that ticket, I believe, is only 45-50 euro. So that's worth considering just to get there and speak to some of these amazing companies. Yeah, I remember last year Tresor as there, Wasabi, Blockstream, Adam Back is going to be there this year. So that's all going to be pretty cool. But the code TOXIC, no matter if you get the very affordable just exhibition area ticket, that'll give you a discount. If you get a normal general admission ticket, obviously discount. VIP ticket with open bar. There goes the doorbell. VIP ticket open bar also gives you a discount. And yeah, by the way, that reminds me that the pleb party I'm doing July 25 in Nashville is a VIP pleb party, because there will be open bar for you for 12 hours. You don't want to miss it. Oh, and by the way, also the entire Simply Bitcoin crew is going to be there. So I'm looking forward. I'm going to have a good time, which really is why I'm organizing these parties, because to me, that's like the time of my life, being surrounded by 500 Bitcoin friends and connecting with people. And it opens doors. What can I say? You have a good time doing it. First one was 22 in Los Angeles before the first Pacific Bitcoin. Second one was Miami last year, before 2023 Miami Bitcoin conference. That was sold out 8 days before. Don't lose out. Get your ticket now, and secure yourself a spot. 12 hours of open bar and food. Thanks for watching. Price of Bitcoin is 70,000, which clearly is hugely underpriced. We're going higher. We're going to the moon. The ETFs are confirming this. There are billions of dollars flowing into them at the same time as the supply was cut in half back in April. Only 450 Bitcoin being minted every day now. It's a security payment to all the miners, biggest computer network the world has ever seen. So we're good. Bitcoin, bull run, insured. Enjoy the next 1.5 years. Get your popcorn. get that microwave spinning, or even better, if you're doing it OG style with some oil in a pot. But I know you probably don't really know that if you live in US. Am I wrong? Isn't it all microwave? I don't know. Uh, is it Bander? Am I taunting you? Yeah, I am. I mean, we don't have fun if we don't, right? Okay. Yes, I'm trying to lock off here. Yeah, Mighty Sal. Just checking that Twitter chat. Oh, sorry, not Twitter chat, YouTube chat. Well, thanks for checking it out. Um, Share the content with a friend or family if you believe that they also should benefit from hearing that we're going higher. We're going much higher. It's just a matter of time. Thanks for tuning in. I will be live sometime tomorrow with another Bitcoin related, obviously everything Bitcoin related, live stream. Thanks for now. Cheers, guys. Have a great Tuesday. See you Wednesday.